of heavy metal rock legend Ozzy Osbourne. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, known for outrageous theatrics on stage, later showed his softer side offstage.
Osbourne died Tuesday, though, at the age of 76. In a statement, his family said he passed away surrounded by his loving family. Stephanie Elam looks back at his life and legacy.
He was called the Prince of Darkness. And for half a century, British musician Ozzy Osbourne rocked heavy metal fans worldwide. As frontman for Black Sabbath, Osbourne's charisma and wildness on and off the stage
Had I known it was a real battle, I would never have bitten into it.
transcended music and made him a cultural phenomenon.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Born in Birmingham, England in 1948, John Ozzy Osbourne left school at 15 and found inspiration after hearing the Beatles on the radio.
I can remember the first time I heard She Loves You. That changed my life because I thought, that's what I want to do.
Osbourne became lead vocalist of the band that would become Black Sabbath in 1968 and pioneered a daring, genre-defining new sound. The heavy guitar and riff-based albums Black Sabbath and Paranoid captivated audiences in 1970. As Black Sabbath's fame exploded, so did Osbourne's hell-raising behavior. He was fired from Black Sabbath for drug and alcohol abuse in 1979. Those same issues broke up Osbourne's first marriage and followed him for decades.
Have you been tempted to go back to the drug usage?
All the time. I mean, when you're a drug addict, you don't stop being a drug addict because you stop taking them.
But Sharon Arden, the daughter of Black Sabbath's manager, helped get him back on his feet and encouraged him to go solo. Osbourne's debut single, Crazy Train, got the singer back on the rails. Ozzy and Sharon married in 1982, and Sharon managed his career for the rest of his life. Their love was on full display to an entirely new audience in the 2002 MTV reality series, The Osbournes. Ozzy's dry, at times unintelligible humor and relatable parenting challenges endeared him to millions. And the fly-on-the-wall look at the Osbournes' expletive-laden daily life shot the family to fame. After years of speculation about his health, Osbourne revealed his Parkinson's disease diagnosis in an interview with Good Morning America in 2020. But Osbourne was committed to making more music, and 3 years later, he won 2 Grammys for his album Patient Number 9, bringing his Grammy total to 5. Osbourne reunited with his bandmates over the years to record their last album, 13, and for Black Sabbath's final The End concert tour in 2016. Osbourne made over 20 albums and is among the elite group inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. From Prince of Darkness to reality TV show Dad, Ozzy Osbourne was a man, a myth, and a legend.
Longtime radio personality Tony Kurre joins us now with his perspective on Ozzy Osbourne's impact on music. Tony, good to have you with us.
Good morning.
You've interviewed him before.
Yeah. I got a chance. Of all the thousands of concerts I've been to, there was a show at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky in 1988, about a month before I moved here, and it was the most debauchery-filled concert I had ever seen in my life. And I thought, this is what I want to do for a living. This is rock and roll. It was crazy. And I also got a chance to see him in Noblesville, Indiana, of all places, about 9 years ago with Black Sabbath, and that was one of the last times he played live before he had a chance to obviously do that a couple of weeks ago in the UK.
We grew up when music like Crazy Train was top 40. It was our growing up music.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who say, I don't really listen to that kind of music. Well, you didn't have to then because that was just on the radio, right?
No, you had your groups of people, right? You had your Devo people, and you had your goth people, and you had your Bob Seger people, and you had your bread people. My brother gave me Diary of a Madman when I was 13 years old, and my father grounded him for it. And if you remember the face of Dire Man, he came out and he saw get the blood coming down there, and I thought, and my brother obviously was about 4 or 5 years older than I was, and was trying to teach me, hey, listen, if you're gonna go rock and roll, you need to start learning how this stuff is right now, flying high again, over the mountain stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but that was the first time. It was the first album I ever received, as a matter of fact.
But you know, when you hear heavy metal and you see some of the theatrics, you know that a lot of that was just for show. Obviously,
Sure.
Alice Cooper is a born-again Christian. He had some outlandish theatrics as well. But that was just part of the time, was it not, to kind of get your name out there?
You know, it was after the Alice Cooper days. It was after the David Bowie days, wearing makeup. It was very, very normal. Let's remember, too, Ozzy Osbourne had an incredibly fine-oiled marketing machine behind him his entire life. He was so far off the rails, pun intended, that he was going to be a dynamite hit. I remember when he was doing the Osbourne show, they came to Sloss Furnace. Do you remember they came to Sloss Furnace? You can actually pull it up. I was watching the episode this morning.
Wow.
He went up there and put an astronaut suit up at Huntsville, and then they came down there and went through Sloss Furnace, and they made him a real nice kind of iron ore kind of thing for his band. But yeah, just an amazing thing. But I mean, he had the marketing behind him.
Yeah.
And
the heavy metal part of that, I know he's given credit for that.
Sure.
But it's not like some of the heavy metal that came in later where it's just, rah, you know what I mean? When you look back on it, it was kind of tame.
It was kind of tame.
It was radio friendly for top 40.
Good way to put it.
It was, and Black Sabbath was too, for the most part. I think a lot of people thought that you wouldn't be able to understand a word that he was going to say, but you could certainly understand what he sang. And Black Sabbath was that.
Right.
And so, yeah, from that standpoint, I totally agree with you. But I mean, every heavy metal, every hard rock person I've talked to, a million in the last couple of days, has said he's the Godfather. He's it. That's it. It's over. He's done. And the fact that he died 2 weeks after he was on stage, and not on stage, was actually the surprise that most people had, because everyone thought he was going to die a week ago last Saturday.
Wow.
Because he wanted to die on stage. He wanted to die singing a song.
And raised a lot of money for charity in that concert performance in Birmingham, his hometown.
He sure did. As a matter of fact, my good friend Dr. Josh Claypo is over in the UK right now visiting, and they love some Ozzy, so it's like days and morning over there right now.
You said when you interviewed him, I mean, we've all seen the interviews. It is hard to understand him. Did you understand anything?
No, I interviewed him a couple times. I had him on once here in Birmingham, and thank goodness we had a 10-second delay. In Louisville, Kentucky, I did not, and we were live, and I spoke with him for about 30 minutes, and my boss was like, do you realize that he dropped like so much profanity? And I had no clue. It was Ozzy Osbourne, I care.
And you couldn't,
it wasn't, yeah.
Out of all the tributes you've seen, which one stood out to you?
Wow, there have been so many great tributes. I think, honestly, the ones we're probably going to see from here forward are probably the ones that I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be coming out and doing all kinds of things.
So many artists.
Fighters there,
there's
Elton John.
Slayer was part of one. Metallica was a big part of it. He had a lot of friends. And, the beautiful thing about him is, man, we're so redemptive. We're Americans, and we love seeing great stories. We love seeing great comeback stories. He was obviously an alcoholic, had all kinds of drug issues. He tried to kill his wife twice. He had all these things going on in his life. And on top of all that, we just loved him for what he ended up being, and that was.
I mean,
just
even the
Muppets
paying homage, and Alabama State University, because he was doing his tour in 2018 through, not his tour, but he was doing different, highlighting certain things, and
that was the Osbourne show.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so
they got there and they played Crazy Train for him.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That was great. It was great.
Obviously, he was inducted into there are very few people, if anybody's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice.
Yeah, Eric Clapton has,
bands.
Paul McCartney has, several have, but Ozzy Osbourne, Stevie Nicks. But and some big news about Stevie Nicks, by the way, coming up September 19th. There is a huge billboard out
I saw
in
the
LA
billboard
with Buckingham Nicks, and she wrote something, and he finished the sentence on their Instagram, and there's a billboard that says September 19th. So maybe Fleetwood Mac or those two getting back together again for a concert. Don't know, but I will know first, and I will let you know.
All right, well, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
Tony Kurre, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.